Alright, quick update on basic attention token. Let's see what's been going on since our last video. So you can see basically the last couple of videos we've been highlighting this 200-day moving average. If you've been watching my basic attention token videos for the last couple of weeks, you know that we got in a trade basically round about this region at 63 after we had a big bounce off this huge trend line that's basically been in place since November 2019. You can see this was very strong resistance down here. We then formed another trend line. We've got these two ascending green trend lines, and every time basic attention token went on a rally, it either back tested the upper trend line, or sometimes it broke down, back tested the bottom trend line, and then continued to ascend. And you can see it pumped above, came back down, back tested the most bullish trend line, and quite recently, like I said, we came back down to this trend line. We made a trade, and well, from where we made a trade, we're approximately up about 35%. I'm going to keep it where it was from where we measured it a couple of weeks ago. But basically, the last video I said I wasn't necessarily looking to take profits at the 200-day moving average until I see how the price reacts to it. So from what I can see here, we've had a fairly decent rejection from the 200-day moving average. This was obviously to be expected. We can previously see basic attention token is very euphoric when it comes to the 200-day moving average. Basically here we were very slow accumulating up down below it, and when we finally broke up and back tested it, we really went on a massive rally. Once we lost it, we fell through the table. It was resistance ever since, and you can see basically as soon as you pump through the 200-day, it goes on these big rallies. It loses the 200-day and it starts to fall off the table. So we knew that the 200-day was going to be a big area of resistance. Like I said, I still haven't pulled my profit yet on basic attention token. I'm looking for one thing. Specifically, if I'm looking to take profits on my basic attention token trade, which was a short-term trade for me, I would be looking for us to have a breakdown of the 618 until, and obviously this is a hypothetical, it doesn't have to happen. I'm going to see how the market reacts to round about this 85 cent. I think if we have a daily close below the 85 cent, I will be happy to walk away with my profit. So if we do basically measure from where we took this, if we close below the 85 cent on a daily, you know, this would still be a 33% trade. So I'd be happy to walk away with my profits on that, and then I'd potentially be looking to enter again if we do come back down. In the micro term, we've got another 618 down here, so technically as long as we hold, you know, 78 cent, then the market structure, or this little uptrend that we've got going on for basic attention token, is still very valid. So do keep in mind this was a short-term trade for me. If you're a long-term holder, I do still think basic attention token looks pretty great right now. If we look at this, you know, zoom out on a higher time frame, if we come over to the weekly, I mean, like I said, we've got these ascending trend lines. This one's been in place since January 2021, so 1 year from now, or 1 year ago rather, and this trend line has been in place since November 2019. So this has been going on for, you know, the good part of 2.5 years, coming up to 3 years in November, and we've obviously just been bouncing on it, growing very slowly. So while I still do think basic attention token has a lot of room to move to the upside during this bull run, if we do go on a bull run, I will just be taking short-term profit if we do break back below the 85 cent on the daily. So that's all I see for basic attention token. If we come back down, back test 85 cent, which we already have, and we have a push up in the next coming days, I would be expecting us to take out the 200-day moving average, and that's really your moon line. I think once we break the 200-day, which is round about between 93 and 94 cent, it will fluctuate a bit day to day, because it is obviously a moving average on the daily, which will change day to day, but it really won't move around too much. So once again, the moon line is 93, basically 93 cent. I think once we have a daily close above 93 cent and a back test, then we would be off to the races. Previously, you can see we had a daily close above, and then this was when the back test should have played out, and then obviously we would have, you know, considered accumulating or re-entering a trade, and we completely fell for it like butter. So I am potentially looking to take profit if we close below 85. Nonetheless, I'm not fully convinced that we will be closing below 85 because the market structure still looks pretty great to me. And obviously, if you're a macro holder, if you're holding this for the long term, you know, we've just had a huge bounce off this support down here. So nonetheless, I do think basic attention token looks great. I think this is probably a fairly decent long-term hold in my opinion, but like I said, this was really a short-term trade for me. If this is your first time checking out my channel, you know, you can see on the right of my screen I cover maybe like 30 different cryptos, so I'm in and out of trades on altcoins a lot of the time. This is just a short-term trade for me. Don't throw rocks through my window if you're a long-term bat holder and you want me to hold on until it goes to quote-unquote $100 or whatever you think it is. This is a short-term trade for me, not financial advice. Obviously, yeah, that's basically all I've got for you. So BAT still looks good. 85 cent needs to hold. If we close the daily below 85 cent, I'm taking profit. And your moon line is still 93 cent. If we close a daily above 93 and back test it, that's the most important part. We need to have a daily close, come back test it, and have a push up. I would potentially be looking to accumulate some more basic attention token because I see us going all the way to the 0.5 Fibonacci at $1.05, which is a nice move. So that's all I see for BAT. Best of luck if you're holding it. Once again, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out. Peace.